On today's episode of Nostalgia Test Now, we welcome back longtime friend and Nostalgia Test podcast all-star Billy D'Elia to put the 2024 reboot of Roadhouse to the ultimate test, the Nostalgia Test. I don't have a phone. Welcome to the Nostalgia Test Podcast, the show where two longtime friends put their mainstream pop culture past to the ultimate test, the Nostalgia Test. That's it.
What happened to your
That's
phone?
it, everyone. That's it. Because
That's your quote.
That's my quote, everyone. Welcome.
I don't have a
God.
phone.
Special.
Remember how
episode.
she goes, oh, okay, I'll just give you my
right,
my
like our
number
ancestors
like our
did.
ancestors used to.
Oh my God.
Welcome everyone to a special episode of Nostalgia Test Now. I'm your host, Dan Dissinger, here in LA, and I'm joined by my longtime friend and co-host, Manny Coelho in New York. Manny, how you doing?
I'm doing fan-fucking-tastic. Yes, I put an F word in here because I needed to, because we were watching a rated R movie, and I don't think fuck was said once in this movie.
Yeah, I don't know. It wasn't. No one.
I
had
don't think
sex,
it was,
though, either,
dude.
so no.
No sex. There was
Definitely
one
did not
naked.
say he used to fuck guys like him in prison, so that was not in there.
There was not one. There was one ass shot. And it was
Yeah.
yeah, right. And what the fuck?
I mean,
Fuckity fuck. If
Yeah.
you're watching this episode, there's gonna be a lot of fucks being dropped here.
Yeah.
All right, Billy, welcome
wait,
back, kid. And I love the shirt.
Thanks, boys. Thank
And
you.
absolutely.
Gotta represent the real Roadhouse, not this piece of shit.
I mean, Billy was here. I mean, for every he's been on the podcast since the beginning. 4 years ago, he was on the podcast to talk about Roadhouse, the
That
original.
was 4
Roadhouse.
years ago. Jesus,
four
wow.
years.
4 years ago.
Shit, dude.
That was
Doing
4
this
years
for
ago.
4 years.
Pretty much. We've been
Man.
doing this almost
You know,
4
it's
years.
true. As you get older, shit just fucking starts to fly. This
Yeah.
is
That's crazy.
insane.
Yeah.
That's-
And then
wow.
you and I, Manny, we talked about, so everyone go listen to the original Roadhouse episode as well. And
Which is fantastic.
hit like on that episode, 2-hour marathon of beauty. It's an amazing homage to what is an 80s masterpiece.
Swayze, baby. Swayze.
Baby.
Hell yeah.
And then 2 years ago, about 2-3 years ago, Manny and I recorded an episode about the talks of this reboot coming up.
Yeah.
And then we did the trailer drop. We've been tracking this piece of shit for the longest
Hashtag
time.
not my Dalton has been a thing, and it
Yeah.
was catching. I think it's catching on. Like, there's people that respond to us. Hashtag not my Dalton.
There's some people that
Oh, that's
respond to us.
amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, and just a special shout out right now. I just want to do a special shout out here for Manny and the Lithology team for taking home the gold there at the New
Oh.
York Craft Brew Festival for
I
nice,
appreciate
dude.
that.
conference.
Congrats, man. I
I
didn't know you
appreciate
got
that.
that.
Thank
That's
you so
awesome.
much. Appreciate
Hell
it.
yeah.
Appreciate it. Brown Ale, baby. It's on tap
Boom.
right now. 211A
Nice.
Main Street in Farmingdale. That's our second medal in 2 years. We didn't get one last year, but we got one the year before. We got a silver
That's
medal
awesome.
for our Pilsner. We actually had 8 medals come back to Long Island from upstate
Hell
up there.
yeah.
So
There you go.
really good
That's
stuff. So
Shout out. There we go.
Bright Eyed Brewing Company came back with 2. So, and then it's great. It's an honor. Appreciate it. Thank you. That's
Excellent.
all my shameless plug on that one. That's it. Thank you, Dan, for laying that one up. Oh,
Oh,
shit,
hell yeah.
Billy, with the original deuce. That's a double deuce right there. Double
This is in the
deuce.
middle, but I figured
Yeah, fuck her.
this works better.
Yeah, whatever.
And so,
I saw you guys in the background. I'm like, I need to get my office out of this.
Love it. I freaking love it. I love that that you're in between them right now.
so I
Now, that's
want
a
to
picture and a still shot right there.
before we get started, because obviously you could hear that we are excited, but also I don't know, sort of not wanting to go into this, but
Oh, no, I
wanna-
could definitely jump into this.
I want to play just the Manny's reaction to this. Like 2-3 years ago, we did an episode, and this is what Manny had to say.
Smeal. All right. It's here, man. I didn't want to do this. I didn't think that we were going to have to do this because
Oh, we have
nobody
to.
should even. No, I'm just saying, as in, like, this shouldn't be something that we're talking about because they just need to stop reboots. Like this reboot definitely doesn't need to happen, and reboots ever don't need to happen. Like just stop doing reboots, period. That's actually where this episode should stop. It should be like reboots. Don't even say the word. End it right there. Come up with new shit, Hollywood. Come up with new shit.
All right, everyone. Welcome to another episode of
First of all,
Manny,
first of all,
spot on, bro.
Yo, past Manny, first of all, looks like 10 pounds thinner. I gotta go back there, but I have to say, I'm so happy I haven't changed my attitude on the reboot thing.
Oh man,
because that's exactly how I felt about this coming out. Or well, like recently, I even said like, just call it something else.
The Bouncer.
Yeah.
Bouncer.
No need. There's no reason for this to be called Roadhouse at all. There is literally nothing in common with the first movie.
No, I mean they kept just trying to force it too, like the joke, of why is it called the Roadhouse?
Oh,
so fucking dumb.
Or
like
the
Roadhouse. So dumb.
Like they kept I'm just like, this is so stupid. And why is it okay? Like, do people fight that often in bars?
Okay.
Yeah.
Like I get, like in the 80s where they were.
It was a shithole, middle of nowhere, Midwest. Like, this is all we have to do here. This is a fucking beautiful beach bar. Why the fuck are people fighting? I want to get drunk and stare at the ocean, not go beat the shit out of people.
In the middle of the afternoon.
And
they were fighting in the middle of the afternoon. It wasn't even at night. It was like 2 PM. It's like, let's fuck some people up.
It's so beautiful here. I need to murder someone.
And she's like, yeah, people come to lay off steams. It's always been rowdy. What do you mean? Why does it have to be rowdy? Like, I don't think I go to a bar going like, we're going to fucking fight today. First of all, shut the bar down or sell it. Why are you keeping this open? Right. And like, I get it. Like maybe back in the day. Okay. But like there is even a part where I'm skipping to all the way when fucking
go ahead.
McGregor comes in.
There are going to be spoilers in this episode.
McGregor spoil. When McGregor comes in and like somebody goes bar fight and then everybody fucking was hypnotized and just starts fighting each other. Right before that, everybody's kumbaya-ing. Okay.
Yeah.
And then somebody says bar fight, and it's as if a hypnosis person came in and was like, that's going to trigger everybody to fight. I was like, what other movie did we just start watching? Yeah. Before that, everybody was just hanging out. The only people that were fighting were these freaking terrorists that were coming in because they were hired to fuck over a bar. Because I was like, I remember the original one. I was laughing. We did laugh at this part. How crazy it was. It's like, why are these people throwing bottles at this band? Why is that man
that was
shirtless?
Still ridiculous, but at least that was like some shithole town in Missouri.
Yeah,
like here's like a beautiful beach bar. What the hell are these people angry about? Yeah. Like it makes no sense. Why do they even have that stage set up with the chicken wire on it? I've never seen that in Florida. That's in like middle of fucking nowhere.
Not even where they are supposed to be the Florida Keys, right?
Yes.
Like maybe in northern Florida, like where we were, Manny, when we went cross country, like right at the border between Georgia and Florida.
That was pretty bad. That's where it would have been. Yeah, it would have had that at the strip club. Yeah,
that makes more sense. But beautiful beach bar in the Keys?
No
way, no way, bro.
They had surfing, kayak going on. There was rentals you could go get. You telling me that this bar, first of all, every fucking musician that was in there was fucking awesome too. Amazing. No one's playing in those conditions. No one's playing. And they kept playing. That's the joke. The joke of
that one band was playing while no one was in the bar after the fight. They was
after McGregor ripped the chicken wire open and screamed in his face.
And they're like, did nothing.
I hate him. Did
you see the part when he stops the car like Arnold Schwarzenegger does in Terminator?
Yeah,
he's like. What?
Just hit this guy.
And why does he have to stand like this the whole time?
That's because he took too many roids that he couldn't put his arms down.
Oh my God. People I heard there was reviews like, oh, he's the new Arnold, blah, blah, blah. Shut up. No,
it was you sent me that review, and I watched the movie. I'm like, was this person an idiot? Because he was one of the worst parts of the movie. But the worst part of the movie is how wrong Jake Gyllenhaal was for the character of Dalton. Like, you watch Patrick Swayze. He is cool. He is calm. He's collected. He's suave. Jake Gyllenhaal's like an idiot savant for fighting. Like he has something wrong in his head, and like he's like soulless. And I know maybe that's just the way he acts, but that's like there's nothing cool. Like there's nothing like chill. This guy's cool. Like he's Dalton.
Well, no, they didn't even want to go with that, bro.
He's like punch drunk. Like
the problem with this whole problem. Yeah, the problem with the whole storyline though is that if he as a fighter killed this guy in the ring the way he did, he murdered him.
Yeah,
so actually. He should be in jail, right?
Yeah.
And secondly,
maybe he was out of jail. We don't know that.
Well, he was living in his car. Okay. Yeah.
Tried to off himself.
He was homeless. And
bro. He tried to kill himself. Yeah, right there. That's not my Dalton.
Patrick
right there.
Swayze did not do that.
Open right in the beginning. I was like, not my Dalton. Like this is about, this guy obviously has an issue and he's like torturing himself for destroying his friend because he can't control himself. Right.
Yeah.
This movie also is broken up into 3 different parts. In my opinion, it's 3 different
7 movies.
It's okay. I agree. First of all, Frankie, I kind of don't like her. I kind of think she's a fucking setting him up for failure. She doesn't want to tell him that they're trying to like take over the space.
This guy lives on a boat,
and she just loves to watch. She's just like this fucking overwatcher that does nothing and just like hands this guy cash and knows that like. He's obviously down on his luck and he has issues saying no to like he has an addictive personality, of addictive to like killing people, but like she's fucking not great. Okay. And can we just talk about that? Dude tried to kill Dalton right in the beginning, like stabs him because they wanted to bring up. Remember when Dalton got stabbed in the original? Yeah. And Post Malone didn't want to fight. First of all,
fuck him.
Where are these other bars that you can go and watch these kind of fights? I want to know.
Boxing.
How do you get fucking invited to these things?
Do you know what that looks like?
I want to go one time, Billy. Billy,
it's like a warehouse.
You know somebody,
like a cockfight, but for people.
Billy, we'll come down to North Carolina. It's got to be
somewhere. It's got to be somewhere here, bro. I talked to my local friends. Where can I see this? You think Post Malone watched it afterwards and was like, "Wow, I wish I'd worn a shirt."
Yeah, like this is the kind of like that maybe is a bar you go to and you're like someone says bar fight and shit breaks out.
Yes,
right. It was like the bar in like No Holds Barred that like at the end in that movie.
Okay,
yes, that's what it looked like. That's what it looked like.
It did. Yeah. It did. It was ridiculous, dude. But like we open up with him getting stabbed and like the other guy like shocked. Like that guy was ready to kill somebody for $500.
Absolutely.
$500.
Yeah.
This is year 2024.
Yeah.
You're willing to go to jail for $500? Like
apparently in this area, wherever the hell that was.
Wherever that was. Wherever that was. And she's just looking for, she was going to have Post Malone be the bouncer.
I assume that must be somewhere in Florida then, because you figure she's not traveling far. Like, she's not rich like the guy in the first one, right? Where he flies to New York to have Dalton come out,
I mean, she's got loads of cash, though.
I'll say this. That actress was acting their balls off because, like, some of the lines that all these actors had were trash. But they had to do something with it, and at least she was trying her hardest.
She was trying. I mean, she was better than
Jake Gyllenhaal. Jake Gyllenhaal had, like, once again, it's like that soulless acting, and I was like, this man.
He had horrible lines.
They're really bad, dude. Oh my god,
she had a lot of lines. If you like listen to like, she had a lot of dialogue, which some of it was wasteful. I'm like, that scene where he's like scares her, and like he's asking, she's like, don't think anything of it after the guy dies. Eaten by fucking Captain Hook style.
Holy shit! No one cares. Some guy just got killed by a fucking crocodile.
Yeah,
is that supposed to be the polar bear homage? Because there was no polar bear in this one, like in the first one that fell on a guy.
Yeah, but that didn't kill him, right? Like,
no, it didn't. No. It was just bullshit.
But you noticed the fat guy, like the comic relief was that guy that he broke his arm in the beginning.
He was the best part.
That did make me. That guy. I was saying that guy made me laugh a couple times. He was like, "Hey, what's up, bro?"
Yeah, he's carrying the chair to break
he's like, "Good for you." Hey, he's like, "That's that guy. That guy's happy." He's like, "Good for you." Like,
yeah, that guy was pretty funny.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I was realizing, like, they they had to put comic relief in this because they needed to realize, like, this is the new type of action is what I'm seeing. Like, all right, don't call this.
It's like Fast and Furious type shit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking about. Watching this, I was like, oh, this shouldn't have been called Roadhouse. This is really just like a spinoff of like what we're used to seeing in Fast and Furious. Like goofy, like seriousness, but then there's like these like one-off jokes that come along and stuff. Like
that's it.
Like, what about the friends that, or not friends, but these people that are hanging out this guy's dad's house? Who doesn't fill up a pool?
Yeah, bro, that was a little weird. Yeah, like I guess they're trying to show that they're letting it go decrepit, but like, how does that even happen? Like, you put a hose in the goddamn thing.
I don't know.
Like they were all just hanging out.
I wouldn't even want to lay in that. It looked disgusting.
No,
it was gross.
And the other guy's living on a boat. Like the main bad guy is on a boat all the time. Everyone's on
all
a
the
boat.
time, man. You always have to go to him. You have to like take another boat to get to his boat, who's also moving at the same time.
Why did these guys surround him? At least in the first one, what the hell is the name of the bad guy in the original?
Wesley. Brad Wesley.
Brad Wesley. Like, at least he's throwing those crazy parties where there's like topless women running around.
Yeah.
Why do these guys even want to hang out with this dude? Like, I don't see the benefit to it. Like,
neither do I, because he's a psychopath. Like, he's just acts like a psychopath. But like the part with the Barbara, and he's fucking getting shaved.
Yeah,
like,
it was so stupid.
This actor always plays a psychopath. Like he plays that role.
Was he in Wolverine? Was he in Logan? Was he the guy in Logan? I don't know. Sorry. All right, go.
But then also, even like his motive, like, all right, in the first one, Brad Wesley is just like an asshole that owns the town, and like that bar is a shithole because all his henchmen hang out there and steal money from whatever. Like here, this guy is like starting fights because he wants to take over the bar and she won't sell. Like, you can just fucking burn it down, bro. Like that would probably be a lot easier, right?
Yeah. Like, could have just done that. Like, 'cause nobody's stopping you anyway because you own the cops.
Yeah, so just burn it down. What? And movie over. Done. Like,
God, I want to just go back to the beginning for a second.
The ridiculous part.
He gets stabbed. Oh, and then he uses duct tape.
Yeah, baby.
Everything.
Put some booze on it
he's
too,
like
right?
I guess he's like a white trash version of Patrick Swayze.
Yes,
because like, and it's ridiculous to me that this
because Patrick was like showing himself.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he was classy,
very calm and cool.
And he had a lot. It's funny because like, but then Dalton had all this cash. Where did he get this cash, other than working at the Roadhouse?
Oh, you mean
like at the end? No. I know the original. Like he was
the end. He stole that money from. When he tied the cop up after he killed the guy and he used the guy's gun and shot him like 4 times.
Yes.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, that shit
Where did he
was
kill
crazy.
that guy again? I can't remember now. He killed that guy.
He killed him by punching his throat, and that was the homage to the throat.
And then he threw him in the pool. Yeah, not
that was
nearly
the
as cool
homage
as
to
ripping
the
his
thing.
throat out. Yeah,
not at all.
Cool.
No,
Billy, I watched the original one after watching this one the first time. Like, so today was the second time of watching the new one. I watched the original one, and that fighting scene came on, and I was just like, oh shit. And I forgot that the doctor like kind of like gets scared of him because he's a freaking psycho. And they're like, that's when you see like Dalton has like Dalton had like, like,
well, they tried to do that in this one with the last scene, which is so dumb because like he tells the one from the beginning, he's like, yo, you don't want to know me. And then at the end, like she's like, holy fuck, no, I don't. Please get out of here.
She's like, you gotta go.
And he does.
And then it just ends like with happy music and it's over. I'm like, this makes no sense.
And then also the cop takes forever to get there. Like her father sucks as a cop.
Another useless character.
Yeah, totally.
And he loves being in movies that take place in Florida. He was in he was also one of the head guys in Fast and the Furious. He plays one of the
All right. Like,
can we talk about the girl, the bookstore girl, what she says, which was really fucking dark?
Totally different movie.
When she's like, he's sitting there and he's talking to her and he's like, "Oh, where's your mom?" And she's like, "Oh, she died last year." He's like, "Sorry." She's like, "Shit happens, except here, it's nice out, or it's beautiful. It's a beautiful day." She's like, "Shit happens, except here it's on a beautiful day." I'm like, "What?" Like, damn, like we just had this movie happen right now. Like, that's crazy. And she says a-hole. Again, this movie is rated R. I understand you don't want a child to say asshole. That girl is old enough that she would say asshole.
I agree.
Especially the fact that she holds a bat as if she's going to beat up these henchmen.
Yeah.
Like, remember she's like, hey. I'm like, what is she doing with that bat? If they were real henchmen, she'd be destroyed.
Right next to the Double Deuce restaurant.
Yes. Yes.
Yep.
Exactly. But that was a different movie. And see, that's what I mean. Like, everything was a different movie. You had the bouncing movie. You had him as like this guy who has a troubled past and he's trying to like, I don't know, get back his life movie, and he meets these different characters that he can like bounce that shit off of. Then he has this weird love story that never really materializes.
Why couldn't we see some more action on that island? I kind of wanted to see where that went. Sorry.
Oh, on the sandbar?
Like, yeah. Like, at least throw her down or throw him down. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Do anything. It just
it's
like
rated
R commercial.
It's rated R. What the hell? Like, come on.
He probably just started talking about fighting again, and she got turned off, so they went home.
Yeah,
can't talk about anything else.
Or like walk to the boat. I don't know. I don't need a Top Gun scene, but like it's rated
no one
R.
needs that scene.
Oh my
Dude,
God.
everything about this movie though, at some part in the beginning I was like, oh, am I gonna like this? Because after he beats everyone up the first time and he's driving them to the hospital and the Beach Boy song is
that was a little funny.
I started laughing and I'm like, oh no. Oh no. But then it just went downhill.
Again, he turned into a different movie. Like, I agree, Dan. Like,
it got boring.
At that part, I was like, this is gonna be funny. Like, they're gonna kind of like, it's gonna be action, really more funny. Like, that one guy was the only comic relief in it.
Yeah.
And then the rest of it, it did get kind of boring. I was just like,
I kept checking the fucking time. I was like, oh my God.
Because it was 2 hours and 12 minutes, right? It's very long.
It's very long.
Yeah. I mean, and then like the scene, first of all, why is Colin's guy,
movie.
why is he in Italy? And then like he just sets fire to this like
how?
Made no sense.
But
so
how?
The cops aren't going to kill him. Like,
but
the
they
cops
cut the scene. It goes dark and then it's on fire.
I know.
And who is this guy? Like, where is he coming from? Like, is he like some hitman? Because he doesn't do his job then. Like, he has the chance to kill Dalton and doesn't kill him, which made no sense. Like, what is I don't understand what purpose his character served. He like
just
served
to
no
cause
purpose.
chaos.
That's literally all it was.
He was just chaotic, dude. Like, what was the whole point of like the when he drives the student driver car into the fucking tree? Like, he's only crashing the whole time. He crashes the whole time.
Maybe
and he's like, let's see what's going on here.
But it's not even that. His car is filled with coconuts.
Yeah.
I didn't notice.
What the fuck is that?
And then like the boat even like he goes flying off the like this guy's just Seriously? Like driving to the boat. He has no goal. Like there's no. He's just like sees red. That's what I think in him. Like he's just a bull who's just going. And he's like, I don't care what consequences happen right now. I'm going.
I did like when he tried to run over Dalton and Dalton was like, yoink, and put the other guy's head up there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's pretty good CGI scene.
Yeah, bro, but like he's just like he's to burn it down, but then he doesn't do his job because they even like, dude, why didn't you kill him? And I'm like, yeah, why didn't he at least try to? That's what he's there for, right?
I know.
Like,
it was very crazy.
Weird.
What about when Dalton gets hit with a pickup truck twice? That scene was crazy.
Jumps in the back
and this
of it,
guy, and this guy is trying to get Dalton with his girl in the car. That guy was nuts. Like, you brought her to this. Like,
get me out of the car, Kyle.
Get me out of the car. Get me out of the car, Kyle.
I was trying to wonder where I recognize that guy from. I think I just realized that. I think he's on the Sons of Anarchy spin-off show.
Yes,
yes,
yeah. Because I was like, where do I recognize him? I literally just thought of that.
Yeah,
that show was decent the first few seasons I watched, but what was that from?
It's one of our drops. One of our many drops.
It's
dude.
Good. I like
the scene, like Frankie could give two shits about anyone. Like Dalton's trying to be nice. Like this is another thing. They couldn't really figure out who Dalton was in this one because you know, like when he's bringing him outside and he's like asking about a hospital and all this stuff. I was like, all right, you're trying to get him to be nice. Like he's a nice guy or whatever. And like Frank is like, I don't care. Doesn't matter. I don't give a shit.
Fuck these guys.
You know, like, and she loves that these guys are getting like destroyed. She basically set up Dalton to get killed because she knew these people were not to be fucked with. It wasn't like these just random people that were coming. Mm-hmm. It was like, yo, Hell's Angels are taking over my shit.
Exactly.
You're gonna come and fuck with them. Up. Like,
okay. And she has a crazy story, buddy. She has a crazy story with like her ancestors owning this bar and all this stuff. There's like a huge thing, but the editing in this movie was so crazy. It was like, yeah, my family, blah, blah, blah. Cut to the next scene. Like it was just
and then what about the scene when he finally gets paid for the first round of beating the shit out of people, and he's like, you got a nice place here, Frankie, and she's like, yeah, people could get married here, people could get divorced here, and then they could come and drown their sorrows. Circle of life. I'm like, that place inside is a piece of crap. Okay, I don't know. I mean, I think it would be nice to hang out with if there wasn't barbed wire and like. There's not. Why is there so much fighting going on? And then they brought, another homage was like they brought Annie, I think was the last part, like our Dalton's bartender,
with the food on the boat,
who came and like brought him breakfast, and that's when you saw Swayze's butt. Yes, I remember because I just saw.
I watched that. Yeah, I watched that today too.
So I was like, oh, they're not showing Jake's butt in this scene, I guess.
And he also wasn't chain smoking the entire time.
No. And then she brought him instead. What did she bring him in the other movie? In the original?
The other one, it was like something that he looked disgusted by and just drinks the coffee.
Yeah.
After he lights a cigarette, after he wakes up, thing,
puts pants on,
and he's renting the apartment that's massive for $100 a day.
Yeah, and Jake Gyllenhaal's living on like a crocodile infested boat apparently, and there's some magical guy that I believe is a ghost in this film that keeps talking to him on the dock. That guy with
the harbor master.
Yeah.
The only one that sees him.
And why is it? What is he harboring, mastering? Like, what is he doing? Why is he even there? Bar? Yeah, how far is this walk? Yo, that's the thing, Dan. You're right. This could take place in a Dan, how you said that Reservoir Dogs could take place on a stage.
Yeah,
this could be a stage film because like it changes anytime he walks to the bookstore, the bar, and then the dock. Like there's 3 different movies going on all throughout this thing.
Yeah, I feel like he died on the train tracks. And this is all happening.
That would be a better story,
bro. If you did that on the train tracks and lived, you're in jail. You're going to jail. Like,
it's not like the train just keeps going. It's like,
exactly.
Crazy day today. I hit a car.
Yeah. No, he's going to jail, or at least like, they're questioning like if it was an accident, did he do it on purpose? Like, you're going to jail. You're like obstructing. Like, that's not a thing that you could just do. Like, that's crazy.
Just thinking of, we were saying how ridiculous the setting is. If they had said instead of the Keys, if they were like, hey, this is like Alabama or Louisiana, I'd be like, okay, this is a little more believable. Like this bar is, fights all the time or whatever. Because like that's when I think of like a place on the coast where people are drinking to get rowdy, I think like that area, like, or even Texas or something like that. But when you're like the Florida Keys, I'm like, people go on like vacation there, bro. Like it's not.
Yeah, I know.
He's trying to build a resort, so clearly people go on vacation in this area, right?
Yes.
It was like if they made this movie and it took place on City Island in New York.
Yes. City Island. Absolutely.
That's
cool. I'll believe.
So here's the movie. It's a 90-minute movie of a bar on City Island, and they need a bouncer. This bouncer's killed someone in the ring. He just got out of jail. He has no money. He has no prospects. This person knows them, and they hire him to like deal with this bar situation. He thinks about it, tries to kill himself, doesn't do it. Kind of like in Man on Fire when the bullet jams in the gun.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Then he takes the fucking job, and 90 minutes later, the bar's fine.
Yeah.
Done.
That would be a better movie.
Yeah, I like it. Or I mean,
the bouncer. Done.
You could even do it as like, Farmingdale. meatball place, when it was open, people used to fight and stab the bouncer. Like
what?
Yeah, dude. I don't know why. It's not that great of a place to go into, but
It's farming.
Damn.
I know, bro. People. This one kid got kicked out of meatball place, and there's a story that he needed to get back in, so he tried to sneak in through climbing the neighboring building's wall, and was going to get into one of the windows that were open above the building, and fell through the window and sliced his leg. For what? Because your friends are inside? Like, this is a fucking meatball place that turns into a club at night. What are you talking about? What are you doing?
They needed Dalton to fuck shit up there.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Meatball.
But what about what about the like they had to do the black coffee reference, right? Because Dalton doesn't drink.
Yeah.
And she's like, we don't have that. I'm like, she's a bitch, first of all, in the beginning.
Yeah, it was very rude. Uncalled
She was rude.
Look where she works, dude.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. She's
probably going to be murdered every day.
She was going to leave. She was going to leave. She's like,
until he
I like this place.
She
I like
was
this place, even though it's rowdy all the time.
She brought him
no
a
one
burrito.
likes the place. Yeah.
A case of, I don't know what she brought him like a box of food.
maybe. Yeah,
it was like a lot of food for just
way
two
too much
people.
food. Yeah.
Unless she's like, we don't have black coffee. We have Cuban. And he says, yikes, but then goes, I really like this. I was
I
like,
like this.
Oh,
What?
there's fighting happening. Oh my God.
oh, and she, by the way, he calls her ma'am. He calls that girl. She didn't look like the age of a man, but she's like, thanks, ma'am.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa, that's an insult.
I'll say one thing that this movie had that the other one didn't have, and because I was listening to our episode, the OG episode, this one actually had a montage of when the bouncers were getting better.
Oh,
yeah.
And
That's
I was like,
true.
cool, but it didn't amount to anything anyway. Like it didn't amount to anything, you know.
Yeah, but there was no montage in the first one.
No.
Yeah, you're right. It's a good point.
No.
You would think there would be for an 80s movie, yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. But like,
no, it was just that scene of him going like, "Will you be nice?" You ask him to go out the door, and then
there was none of that here.
Yeah.
No, there wasn't. He wasn't trying to even.
She just hired a guy to sit at the bar and then beat some people up.
Yeah, there was no like getting the bouncers in line. Like he told them to step back and punch the guy in the throat, and that's about it. Like once again, the guy cannot do anything but fight. He's like an idiot, but for fighting, like, he can't do anything. It's all he could do. He's like he's sitting there drinking his coffee. Oh, hum. Like, you know, he was not like a badass like Dalton in the first one. You know, that you be nice until it's time to not be nice. Like, you know, it was totally different vibe. Like, and that threw me off the whole thing. Like I said, I watched it twice, and I'm just like, this character is terrible. Like, it's so bad.
Yeah.
I don't really get what it's supposed to be. It was just like a movie just to have fighting in it. Like they could have cut all of it and just got to the point where Jake and Connor needed to fight, because that was a cool fight scene. But I'm like, why did we have to do the boat scene, all the rest of the thing with the dad? That even just having the dad in there was annoying. Like
we didn't need that.
No,
because we don't know who he is.
You know, it would have been cool if the dad was, did the dad die at the end? The guy died at the end of the first one, damn it.
Oh, yeah. Remember they shot him?
Yeah, I forgot about that. I was like, that would have been cool if he somehow survived, and at the end, that's the dad. Like, that. That would have been different.
So I hope, I heard that they signed for three movies or something like that.
Of this?
Oh, my God.
Or at least Jake Gyllenhaal has to, like, work for
God.
MGM or Amazon.
He's going on a bus and he's probably gonna fucking fight.
Well, I'm wondering, like, does the father come out of jail?
Oh my God!
Do what?
Right? Because the guy is alive. The father who was like, yo, go fuck shit up.
And now he just killed his son. Oh God, it's gonna be
terrible.
terrible.
Conor McGregor's still alive at the end.
I don't know, but
no,
that was
we don't know, but he stabbed the shit out of him.
No, if you watch the credits.
Oh my God! Tell me there's like a full credit.
Post-credit
scene. Okay.
I didn't know that.
I didn't
know that. I was just. I was gonna ask you guys that.
Holy shit!
I was like,
I was gonna ask you, is there a post fucking credit scene? Because I just saw a post that was like, Jake Gyllenhaal got signed for like three movies.
Okay, hold on.
That makes more sense.
I don't know if we're gonna get
He's
in trouble
still
for
alive.
showing this, but I'm doing this,
bro.
I thought you were saying it. I thought you were saying it was just ambiguous whether he was dead or not.
I was gonna ask, is there a stupid post credit scene?
Ready?
We gotta pull it up,
guys. I'm gonna pull it up because I need to watch it now. Because I was thinking the same thing, and I was
pull it up and just watch it.
I was like, why does everything now have to be a superhero movie? Like that? It's just like fucking Fast and the Furious. It's like you can't leave because there's gonna be a fucking post credit scene.
Yeah, so we're taking a minute here because these two have to watch this shit.
All right.
I mean, you could just cut this up.
I'm going to.
Scene. Oh my God, stop.
I'm keeping this in because the reaction to Billy's face is fucking priceless.
Oh, they're both.
That just made the movie even worse. God.
Manny, did you get to it yet?
Oh my God.
Again with his ass?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Walking out of a hospital.
Oh God. No.
And the hospital's like on fire or like he's killing everyone.
I gotta go back.
What is wrong with this guy?
Billy, you're watching it, right?
Yeah.
Right in the beginning part where the doctor gets thrown to the wall. Like, he's so far away from him because then he's like shows up. Like, what is going on? And why does he need to like fuck up doctors? They're helping him stay alive.
Crazy.
And you need
is that all he is? He's crazy. Like, yeah.
And you need to
see at the end is like for him, it's like a Mentos commercial.
Yeah. Dan just wanted to use that drop. It's like, how could I use it? Awesome clip. This is fucking dumb.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
That's really, really dumb. But you know what really pissed me off? His stupid line about being on pay-per-view. I'm like, dude, shut the fuck up. Like, he's like, people pay me 25 quid like on pay-per-view. And I'm like, shut up, you fucking moron. Like, God damn it.
Oh my
people
God.
Pay me 25 quid.
Like they should have said something.
Oh my God.
Now we got our own personal octagon.
And he's like, yeah.
All his lines, you said him like he was just like, "Hey, Dalton." Yeah. I'm like, what is happening? What is this?
Yeah,
How did the director allow that shit to happen?
I don't know.
Wait. Stark contrast. Remember, the bad guy in the first one is the guy that tells him that he used to fuck guys like him in prison. That is a lot more intimidating than what Conor McGregor is doing here.
Wow.
It's crazy.
So some trivia here. Every fight in the film uses full CG body double due to the production using a new multi-pass method to do seamless punches and kicks instead of seamless.
You saw it.
Like
you can easily tell.
Shit.
So here we go, people. Here's the AI CGI world you're all hoping for.
You listen, man. I'm like whatever about it, but I was like, okay, it's cool, but it's like the only reason it's cool is because it's all fake. Like you couldn't do that in real life. You would kill a stuntman like the way that was being done. But like,
so you don't do it that way.
No, you could have done it different ways. You could have figured it out.
The fight scenes were fine in the one in 1989.
89, you didn't see him take the throat out, but you knew what was going on. All right.
Exactly. 100%.
You don't always have to show everything. Okay. Yeah. Leave it to our imagination.
Directed by Doug
And I don't
Lehman.
need to see his ass again.
No.
I'm good.
Who are you trying to get to watch this movie?
Yeah, I wrote that down. Who's this movie for? Robert Palmer.
Oh man, sorry. You cut that part out. Obviously.
I'm not cutting that shit out because
fuck that.
No, because you're right. You're absolutely right. Yeah. Because
rage addicts.
I want to say this. Jake Gyllenhaal was miscast. I like him as an actor. He did what he could do with these fucking lines.
It's fair. That's fair.
Conor McGregor is a piece of shit human being. I fucking hate that guy.
So I can't stand him, man. I hate him when he fought. I hate him nowhere now. Like,
He's been like brought up on all sorts of like sexual assault, like alleges. He's a piece of shit.
The Heat game last year, and meanwhile, like he's got his wife and he keeps having kids, and she's just standing there while he's clearly out, like banging everyone else. Yeah, total.
He's
scumbag.
A horrible person, and the fact that he was even in this movie pisses me off. But like,
I'm with you.
And so yeah, like who is this for? I mean, your comment's correct.
That's a fucking hot take right there. Shit. Dan couldn't wait to say this shit today.
I hate him.
He's like, this is my fucking soapbox. Go fuck yourself.
I don't blame you, man. To Manny, your question, like, who do you think would have been better to play Dalton? Like, I think clearly you'd want someone more grizzled, in my opinion, right? But I don't know who that would be.
I actually think I mean he's older, but I think Keanu Reeves would have been great as like the new Dalton because of like he would have played it as like like a Buddhist like. You know, like I want to.
Yeah, because he had I
want to hurt you,
on.
but then like, you know, whatever.
That's fair.
But then again, like he's a night. Like I'm trying to think about like who's like now, like the action star.
Yeah, I mean, it's
good
question.
Look, here's
like
the deal.
Is Statham a good one for this one?
That's what if you want to make him an older grizzled person, Statham, 100%. You put him in. If you want to keep this a young kind of like, I've been saying this since 4 years ago, like 3 years ago when we talked about this. If you want to keep it like Swayze, then in my opinion, you cast Ray J. John Page from Bridgerton, the guy that was in the first season of Bridgerton. That guy to me would have been unassuming. You could have just used a character like that because you don't look at Patrick Swayze in the first Roadhouse and go, he's gonna fuck people up. The whole joke is he's smaller than everyone else.
Oh, you're smaller than I thought you'd be. Yeah,
yeah. So,
and I think you make it a tag team. You got to bring back your boy Wade right there. Yeah,
that was a big missing part too, bro. Like not even like, I mean, if you want to give an homage to the original, like you need that because the whole vibe of the movie changes when he comes in, right? You know,
sure.
It's like Dalton's not just this loner; he's got friends. Shit, man, maybe he killed Wade in the ring, and that's why we didn't see him.
Oh shit, yeah. You know, to me, it's just like because he calls Wade when he realizes he's in all over his head. Like
exactly.
Even he knew, like, oh. I'm going to need some like real backup here. Like, yeah, I got these guys that I'm training, but like, I'm going to need my boy who's like been through it. And then remember his boy was like, we got to go, man. Out. Like, this is time to go. Like, what the hell is this for? Who's this for? Like, why do you care about this town so much?
And then he gets killed.
And then he fucking dies. And that's when he like gets, that's when, so think about it. They had to kill his best friend for him to fucking lose his mind. Like, and you know, and freaking doctor behind you over there gets all upset. Like, dude, they killed his friend. Like,
what was he supposed to do?
I think in this one, it's like because they burned down the bookstore.
Yeah, that was
again another different.
Remember,
movie.
They burned down the barn. They almost kill.
Yeah,
that's why he
throws
his thing. With. He almost kills the old man.
Yeah,
that he's living with.
Where he run the motorcycle scene and the throat ripping scene happens right after that.
Yeah.
And he's like, the craziest part about that one is like he walks the dead body over in the river and he calls him out. Like, just like, let's go. He pushes it across. That shit was crazy.
So much better. So
amazing.
Much better.
So much better.
Like,
instead, that's Jake Gyllenhaal has a body in a cooler like a serial killer. Like all of a sudden he's Dexter.
I had to watch that at first because I'm like, wait, did I just see a body in that cooler?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Yeah.
I had to rewind.
And then he shoots it, and like you hear like hollow, like dead human being shot at. That was crazy. And then the
movie,
the chicken fight that happens between the two boats, like
what was that?
Right, and then you have the boat flying in the air, and man still lives. Like, okay,
he lands upside down on a bar deck, and he's okay. It's fine.
He's all right. He's fine.
Yeah, he's okay. And guess what? That bar, after having all that blood and 2 dead bodies, they're gonna open that day because people came that day.
Those people like that's it.
Hey, you guys open? There's a fucking boat over there, bro. You blind?
There's a blood stain in the middle.
We don't even know if this is like still able to stand. Like this, a wind could come and knock this thing down. Like what?
Well, it didn't but the girl's dad cleaned it up, so there are no bodies, Pico. So like they don't know it's a crime scene.
Oh, that's right.
No, but like there's a boat.
But there's still a boat in the middle of the bar.
Into the fucking frame of that bar.
And a car.
And
a car. Your insurance is not going to cover that.
There's no liquor because Conor McGregor punched straight through a couple bottles of liquor.
Yeah.
A few rows of liquor.
There's no bands anymore because they destroyed the drums. And like, what about the joke in the middle? Like, this piano's out of tune. I'm like, why is that in there? Like, why did you need to say
Sounds
that?
great to me. This is his line. There were 4 people that wrote this movie.
God, we could write a better sequel to Roadhouse, bro.
Oh,
dude, the
director Doug Liman put out he didn't want it to go to this should have been in movie theaters. I think he should have rethought that.
I'm so happy that this is fine where it is. I mean, listen, was it entertaining to watch? I was like, okay, to me it was like I was looking at it 2 different ways. The first time I was like, I'm watching it as Roadhouse, and I was like, fuck this. Then the second time I was like, all right, I'm just going to watch it to see like, if it wasn't called Roadhouse, would this be, like I like cheesy, stupid action films.
Yeah, really, would it be passable? Yeah.
Would it be passable? Like to be like, okay, like it's pretty much in line with some of the Fast and Furious. It's like, like, so I'm just like, it's fine. Just don't fucking call it Roadhouse and come up with an original. Like I would have much rather been like this. We probably would have never talked about it in Nostalgia Now, right? Because it wouldn't have been a remake or a reboot.
Mm-hmm.
I would have much rather been watching it and going, this reminds me of the Roadhouse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair. Yeah, if they just called it like Glass Key or something like that. And you're like, what is this? Like,
Exactly.
Yeah. Or like what Dan says, just call it The Bouncer.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, this director, Doug Liman, he directed Swingers, Go.
Oh wow,
those are good movies. Bourne Identity. I mean,
listen,
the
fight scenes. The fight scenes are fine. The thing is that you're trying to hold on to, and that's probably why it ends up being bad. Is that you're trying to hold on to a storyline of the '80s of a bar that this doesn't belong in.
Yeah,
you know,
you can't do it. You can't do it. The '80s had a specific power.
Also, the world was a lot like grittier then. Like there were places where like bar fights happened all the time in the 80s. It's more realistic then. Nowadays, like no way, man. Like just
you heard that guy at one point. He's like, I'm gonna sue you. Like that shit would happen. Like you can't beat the fuck out of somebody like that.
Exactly. Jasper, Missouri in 1988. No one cared.
Like nobody had phones. Like I didn't see anybody pull up phones like to Instagram this shit. This would have all been taped.
Absolutely.
And that's why this doesn't work. What world are you in? Like, because you're in the Keys, like the service is shitty, so nobody films this. Like, no fucking way. Like, you're out of your mind. It's like, corrupt cops. This shit would have been on television.
Oh yeah,
it would have been like, bar fight where this guy comes with a club and starts.
They let him walk in with a golf club. And he delivers those lines terribly. He's like, let's have a smashing night. Ah.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah.
And then he dances with that girl. Everyone's cool with it.
Did you see the other homage of the 2 girls on top of the table and the bouncers?
Yeah, and they had them down. Yep.
Yeah, those 2 guys.
Those
2 guys aren't beating anyone
up. One is that they should have had the shirtless guy with jeans on. Yeah. Because the best part is that like Billy, you're right. It's in Florida Keys. It would have been fine to see a man with shirt on, in jeans, right? But the best part of the original was that this dude is in a bar in Nebraska with no fucking shirt on.
Yeah, it is kind of ridiculous. Or how about they also didn't have a scene as similar to this, like in the first one, where the guy is letting them fondle his wife, and then he tells him that he doesn't have any money.
Oh, yeah. There's only one boob in this whole rated R film, and
is it which boob?
So when Conor McGregor is like in Italy. And he's getting chased out of that apartment. The woman's in a sheet, and like one boob falls out.
When she's saying goodbye.
Yeah,
in the distance, like above his head.
Yeah, but this guy.
I was thinking about that. I was looking. I was like,
he just walked with his dick out in Italy, gets him, and then cut to nothing. Cut back into film. Everything's on fire.
Yes.
Yeah, it was weird. Dude.
Yeah, they had a whole blackout cut, which I think is weird. That's literally
that had to be a mistake.
that's like, oh shit, editors like, we don't have any B-roll on this.
That or the writers were like, we can't write this scene.
Cut to black.
He has no clothes. How is he going to set something on fire?
Well, he has his phone in his boots.
Yeah.
And did you see he almost like bends down and we almost see clearly into his cave?
Yeah, I was like, why?
That was the most gratuitous nudity of the movie.
I was still like, wow. I mean, whatever. I'm not against male nudity, fine, but like, come on, man. Like, why are we calling this a rated R movie?
Yeah.
Yo, Chappie, rest in peace. Rest in peace,
Chappie. Rest in peace, Chappie.
Damn it.
Gossett Jr.
Lewis, rest in peace.
Why did Conor McGregor kill the main bad guy?
He was
so annoyed with him.
He was all roided out and coked out of his mind and just wanted to kill someone. Like, bro, how much coke do you think they needed to fuel Conor McGregor on this set?
Yeah, dude, they you know what they did? It was like, I think they just he's just hired to fuck shit up, and he didn't he was there for the dad. He didn't give a shit about the son, and the son was annoying as shit. He was also psychotic, also.
Yes,
but
just no balls.
Yeah, no, it was fucking bullshit.
Yeah, it was. Well, wow. Okay, hold on. Before we end, we called in a couple podcasters to give us some reactions. So we're gonna watch a couple drop in some reactions here from the Movie Boners. Shout out to the Movie Boners.
Great name.
Great name. And Gomez Sleevy G. So let's watch. Here is the reaction from Sleevy G. Check out the Sleevy G podcast. Really awesome. He's doing some good work out there. And here we go.
Hey guys, Gomez Sleevy G here. Gonna give you my little thing of the Roadhouse reboot versus the old Roadhouse with Patrick Swayze versus Jake Gyllenhaal. First of all, I love the original, of course. Talk about cinematic wonders for that. Patrick Swayze is the cooler, aka the bouncer of a really dirt dive in, God, I forgot where.
You could say it, buddy. Say it.
Jasper. That's it, in Jasper. And it was a great movie at that time. I thought they did it perfectly. Sam Elliott, the cast was just unreal. Who was in this movie? Now, we go to 2024, they reboot it. Not remake it, reboot it. Well, actually, it is a remake too. But they remade it tastefully, I will say that, or rebooted it, depending on what words you want to use. Jake Gyllenhaal as Dalton did a great job. They tipped the hat to the original Roadhouse. Barred definitely different names. Also, Conor McGregor as one of the bad guys truly was amazing. Has that swagger. I thought he played the bad guy perfectly. I actually do like the new Roadhouse. I will say that. Jake Gyllenhaal did a great job. Patrick Swayze did a great job on the first one. So, guys, highly recommend it. Watch it. I thought it was good. Some of the action scenes were good. It's different. It's not, karate or anything like that, or jiu-jitsu. It's MMA fighting. It's totally different, but the nostalgia of Dalton is in both movies, and I will say that. So check out Jake Gyllenhaal's Roadhouse. Check it out. I will agree with it. Guys, have a great day.
Thank God he wasn't on the show with us today.
Guys, you ever hear someone else say something and you're like, am I just an asshole? You ever have that thought?
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like, again, we've said it. Like, I think, like, it is good. I just don't think it was a good Roadhouse. I don't think. Yeah. I think it was totally different. Like he said it in the review. Like it was like jiu-jitsu, like art of like knowing when to fight versus like just MMA, like just like no holds barred. Let's go. Who played the bad guy? The Dalton's enemy in
the fighter that was there.
Yeah.
I have the Roadhouse.
Even he wasn't like crazy, but he was always like he was kind of controlled by the owner.
Yeah.
Right.
Until
Connor was just insane. He just played like crazy. They were just like, we need Tasmanian Devil just to unleash on this thing. Just do whatever you want. So he basically was Tasmanian Devil. That's what he did.
I actually think it's something interesting. A thought came into my head. Like,
okay.
So listening to what he said in his review. All right.
Yeah.
And like, I thought it was
good luck on editing all this shit.
We love you, Sleepy G.
Yeah,
no, whatever. I agree that it was like not subjective. Seen as a
we just are horrible people.
Roadhouse. We are. We're fucking.
But here's what I'm going to say. I think so his review is pretty objective. I thought, right? Like, yes. I don't necessarily agree with it, but then I'm like thinking, like, is it our nostalgia for the original that is overshadowing our ability to even consider this film as being worth watching? And
absolutely.
Like, I think it is too.
No,
because that goes to your point earlier, Manny.
Maybe though, but
it was called. If it wasn't called Roadhouse, you probably have the similar reaction to him. Where like, oh, it was entertaining, some good fights, and like you said before, Manny. But like the fact that you have the nostalgia of the original tied to it, like makes my brain unable to think this is anything but a flaming piece of shit. Like
and that's
their choice. They did that. They fucking did that.
Exactly.
But that's that's this show. Like that's our show. Like we hold on to something that's like crazy, and we make decisions that are not that are not rational. Like if again, don't call it Roadhouse, and I watch it, I'll probably be like, you'd probably see me watching this a few times because like if you know me, then I agree it could have been cut, and there's a lot of scenes, but there's a lot of like even Fast and the Furious. Okay, there's a couple that are great, right, and there's a couple that I'm like. I would argue that, and I love Fast and Furious, like except 2, but I will sit and watch, and you could argue that they're not good. They're entertaining, but they're not like they're boring. Like some of it is like, why do I need to constantly see a car go zoom, 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 right? Mm-hmm. So like, I do agree, Billy. You're right. Like. Where we hold on to something and we're just like, no fucking way. There's no fucking way that this could be good.
But they messed.
Be a piece of shit.
It's
still a bad movie. It's a bad movie.
It's a bad movie. Objectively.
If I was to Manny's point, if I was slipping around HBO at like 1:00 in the morning and I watched it, I'd be like, that was dumb, but whatever. Like, fine. But
like I've watched other bad movies that Jake Gyllenhaal's been in, like that I've been like, wow, what the fuck did I sit and watch that for the third time?
Whatever.
And I'm not saying he's a bad actor. I just say sometimes, like, I mean, I watched that one where he plays like that guy who's like, he like videotapes people and follows them for the news. That shit was crazy. Nightwalker or Nightwalker, whatever.
Yeah, he plays like a stringer, right? Yeah, where he's going. Yeah,
shit was crazy. But
Ambulance. He was in that.
Yeah, I would probably watch this another time. I'll just let you know. It will be in the background, but I'm not.
Yeah, while you're doing work, like watching a cooking show.
Sure. I'm just saying, like, if I'm bored one time and there's nothing else on, and I'm not saying anytime soon, but I'm thinking like 5 years from now.
It's like, it's not anytime soon, but maybe like next Thursday.
Yeah. But I agree. But Bill, you're right. I think he was great. He's watching it as objective. He's not as angry as we are, apparently.
Oh no, Gomez
movie.
Is a great guy.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he gave it a much more objective.
Why is everybody frozen? What happened?
What is with you?
I got up. Yeah.
Are we back?
Like, yeah, I'm back. But like,
okay.
That's the only thing.
Right,
do we have somebody else? We
have the movie boners. Here we go.
All right. So the Roadhouse remake, was it good? Is the first question that the Nostalgia Test guys want to know. Did you like it? Did you hate it? I know we were very tentative going into seeing it.
I think I was a little more hesitant going into it than you.
I was actually interested in the fights and Conor McGregor mostly.
I kind of thought it looked like a steamy pile of crap, but I watched it with an open mind. And I was surprised to find I did not hate it really at all. I didn't mind the movie. That's always kind of a nice surprise when you go into it expecting to absolutely just hate every second. I will say I could not stop laughing every time Conor McGregor was on the screen walking around. There's something about that, like, hey, kind of mentality that he had. I just couldn't get over that. Just funny as hell to me. But I thought it was all right. It was better than expected. I liked some of the Easter eggs that were in it, but there were definitely some things that I missed from the original.
Like what?
It might sound silly. I'm still pretty bummed that the polar bear didn't at least make a cameo. Like, that was one of my favorite parts of the OG. They could have done something with that, or at least done something in the same vein, and they just completely didn't. On stuff that's not as cheesy as a polar bear falling down on a guy. I know you and I kind of share the same opinion that there weren't enough throat rips in this movie.
Yeah, there were less than one throat rip, and that was very disappointing. Like, I want to not spoil it for people, but also I don't want people to go in expecting a throat rip and be super disappointed. So maybe it's better if you know there are no throat rips.
There's no throat rips. Yeah, it was all right. It was better than expected, I'd say.
I liked it. I think that it was fun and the action was cool. Although I think I've since learned that a lot of the fights did kind of a unique thing with like CGI splicing in the last like couple frames.
Yeah,
during
I read
the hits.
That too.
And I don't know that will age well. It was kind of cool. And then there are other parts where like the point of view fogginess, I know we both thought was kind of weird looking.
Yeah.
I think that style choice is kind of not great, but it did the same sort of thing, told the same sort of story, and had a lot of the same cheesiness that we liked, and the modern Western, spaghetti Western vibe that we liked. They call it out exactly. And so that was pretty fun.
I was glad that they lean into that joke, like from the get-go of the movie. I thought that was smart, because that was like the first thing you and I took away from the original was, it's like a modernized for the 80s style Western. Like, this is all right. And that's what we grew up on. So I like that they leaned into that kind of tongue-in-cheek thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and I like Conor McGregor. I think that he was great, but I don't think he should act in anything else, because he was just playing himself. And if he just does this movie, it will be great. And I really like Jake Gyllenhaal. I think, even though #NotMyDalton, the Nostalgia Test guys are all about that, I do think that he did a great job of bringing that disarming charm that the character needs to have, the be nice mentality. He did that really good. And then he's also a badass who could kill you with his bare hands. So I bought it for sure.
And he's pretty jacked. So
yeah,
that was a little disarming to see, like, in a positive light, because it's Jake Gyllenhaal. He's so quiet, and like I think he's permanently going to sound innocent and inviting, and then he like kicks the shit out of a couple guys. He kicks the shit out of a lot of people. So yeah,
he's come a long way from the Bubble Boy days.
It's true.
So do you think this movie will be nostalgic?
Not even a little bit. No. Not even close. No.
I don't think it has the magic that you need. I mean, it's an interesting question. I do think there are movies that I didn't know were remakes that I really love, that I'm nostalgic about, and then found out later they were remakes. But I don't think it has the magic of the craziness and the wide variety of action and sexiness and everything that the original had. I think it's too mid, to use a kid slang term. I think it's too middle of the road, just like a fine movie, to actually really be nostalgic.
Yeah, I don't think it'll garner the kind of cult classic status that the original earned and kind of really became. I think it'll be one that people will talk about for a month, and within 2 months, people will be like, oh yeah, they did that remake on Prime, and into the ether it will go.
Exactly. I agree. Well, thanks for letting us share our opinions.
Thanks, guys.
I hope they were the right ones.
Nah.
First of all, their logo is awesome, because I appreciate that, just like Billy's shirt. But hey, listen, man, maybe we ripped. We got to put those guys up first. Like, I don't know. I guess
we're all assholes.
We're just assholes.
Nah,
fuck it.
But listen, they're kind of agreeing with what we're saying. Like, it is mid. Like, I
mid AF.
This is what, like, and that it's not going to be nostalgic. It's going to be forgotten about. And then like, even when the second one comes out, if that's even going to happen, which it probably will, because if it's going to go straight to streaming
no.
If it's going to go straight to streaming, they'll be able to afford it. And, and it will give McGregor's like career a little bit more on the
I hate that guy.
On the whatchamacallit, on the film career that he's gonna have of being the guy. Like, how are you making a second movie of this? Like, he's gonna fight him again? So you're gonna have the same fight? Or now
apparently he's alive.
Yeah. Or is it gonna be a spin-off of McGregor's character?
Oh my god, that'd be bad.
And like, I don't see where do you go with it? More scenes?
Now I'm thinking that whole scene at the end, man, I feel like I've seen a scene like that in like a Fast and Furious movie or some kind of Jason Statham movie or some like guy breaks out of a jail and like leaves with it on fire or something. Like it feels like it's a scene that's been done. Is that what it is? Yeah. Maybe that's what it is. But like it has that vibe of like one of those movies like where it doesn't feel original at all. It feels like one of those movies that we're comparing this to,
Sure. But to say here, man, movie partners, love you guys. I just can't say he's definitely not. He's not there. He's not Dalton. He's not Dalton.
Respectfully agree to disagree.
Yeah. He's not. He's just a bouncer who used to be a UFC fighter, who then had to fight a UFC fighter. Like, that's why they had to put him in there. Like that, they were trying to figure out, how do we put this fighting style in here? Oh, let's just make him a UFC fighter instead of like, why not just go get like someone who's like good at jiu-jitsu and karate and stuff.
If they got the person that directed and wrote the episodes of the Punisher series and to make this film, I'm down.
What about the Punisher as the cooler or the bad guy?
Oh,
he plays good fucking.
I love that actor.
That actor's great. It's
the guy that was from The Walking Dead, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He played Shane. Yeah. Because I only saw I never watched the standalone show. I just watched the season of Daredevil.
Oh my
he was
God.
in it with like that jail scene where he kills like 30 guys.
Bro.
Yeah. That guy's
watch
great.
this series.
He could have played a good fucking bouncer.
Yeah. I mean,
it'd be really good if Mike Tyson played Dalton.
Yes.
I hope Mike Tyson knocks the fuck out.
Mike Tyson should have played the bad guy.
Oh, there are rules now?
Oh, yeah. I think they're both wearing headgear. They're wearing lighter gloves than normal, so they don't do as much damage. And I think there are no like judging. You have to be knocked out to win. So
really.
But I feel like they're paying Tyson money under the table, bro. Like, there's no way they're not. I mean, dude, Jake Paul somehow beat Anderson Silva. I don't care that Anderson Silva is 47 years old. Like, there's no way that happened without him taking money and doing that.
I say even the videos you're watching are all sped up.
Oh, that's amazing.
I don't know. I guess we're just assholes, and that's why you listen to this show, like a thing.
Look, this is who we are. We don't like this film.
Yeah.
That's
if you want to like this movie, go ahead and watch this movie. But it's got a 59% rating on Rotten Tomatoes.
I mean, Cocktail's still got 9.
Voting now.
Yeah, let me just tell, because we're
vote now.
On the tomato meter, that means that over 50% of reviewers, not the audience, gave it like a enough of a positive score to give it 59%. It got 2 stars from Roger Ebert. Thank you, Roger Ebert. Shout out to you. And
what did Roger Ebert give the original?
That's a
Roadhouse.
Let's see if they did, because I mean, Roadhouse. I don't know. Hold on. This is all the original. Okay, hold on. Let me see. Roger Ebert, Roadhouse. 1989 review.
I mean, some people could argue if they listen to this show that like I like a movie that has 9% Rotten Tomatoes score. So like, listen, this is our opinions. You know,
2.5.
Just
it got one thumb up. 2.5.
Yes, 2.5, baby. Yeah. Yes.
Lisa, at the end, Roadhouse exists right on the edge between good, bad movie and the merely bad. I hesitate to recommend it because so much depends on the ironic vision of the viewer. This is not a good movie, but viewed in the right frame of mind, it is not a boring one either.
Yes.
And see, that is the thing. This movie was fucking boring.
Yeah. That's actually a really good objective review from him on that one.
Yeah.
It's not
2.5.
I mean, we said it. It's not a good movie. It's an amazing movie. Like,
yeah.
It's not a good film. Like, we're not dumb.
I think a lot of people are gonna just say that it was good. It was like good, not great, and it's.
You know what else it missed though? There was no monster truck driving through a car dealership.
Yeah,
what pivotal moment in the first one.
Part?
You need something similar to that. Like that was so. Yeah. I remember that the first time I saw that movie, I was like, "Wait,
why?
What the hell is happening?"
And the best is that car,
something like that.
Yeah, like, that car was it was a star. It was like a featured actor in the movie. Was like, we're gonna have Bigfoot. Why?
Yeah,
because Bigfoot is popular right now.
Why not?
Let's put Bigfoot in the movie. What are we gonna do with Bigfoot? Run shit over.
Exactly.
Roger Ebert gave Cocktail 2 stars, right?
Yes.
At the end, the last paragraph is amazing.
Yes.
About like the bar he opens up. He goes, how did he finance it? There's a throwaway line about how he got some money from his uncle, a subsistence level bartender who can't afford a late model car. Sure, it costs a fortune to open a slick singles bar in Manhattan, so we're left with the assumption that Cruz's rich father-in-law came through with the financing. If the movie didn't want to leave that impression, it shouldn't have ended with the scene in the bar. But then this is the kind of movie that uses Cruz's materialism as a target all through the story and then rewards him for it at the end. The more you think about what really happens in Cocktail, the more you realize how empty and fabricated it really is.
Dude, that's great and so accurate.
Wow.
That's fantastic.
Oh my man. That is
Well, I want to thank our guests again. They're entitled for their review, and and I'm sure a lot of people. I mean, look, 58% each on, but you're listening to our show, and we are hung up on the fact that you should not do fucking reboots.
Yeah. So we're here at the part where we put this to the nostalgia test now test, where we see in 10 years, will it still be good? Will it be nostalgic, or will it just be that really just happened and everyone forgot about it? Manny, you want to hit us up first?
Yeah, I think actually there'll probably be another remake attempt because this was so forgettable.
So you think they're going to try and remake
Definitely
Roadhouse again?
Bro, they're never going to stop doing remakes. There's shit that we watched as kids that we thought were great, which still reboots and remakes. Like, it just happens, man. There's only 7 real storylines that people follow.
7 kinds of stories you could tell. Yeah.
That's it. There's gonna be a different way. They're gonna try to do it again. I mean, dude, they tried to redo Dirty Dancing. It's just gonna happen. It may be really forgettable because the people might be they'll still talk about the original one because this one's just kind of and it's oh wait, they tried to do this in 2024 and it's gonna be 2050 and they're gonna be oh let's remake this, maybe it's gonna be us, we're gonna start doing the reboots the right way.
Yeah,
it'll be like the Always Sunny episode where they write Lethal Weapon 5. Did you ever see that?
Greatest episode.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
You can't do that shit now.
Yeah.
No.
Billy, what do you think?
So I think one, it's a steaming pile of shit now, and 5 years from now, no one will remember this ever even happened. That's, there's not going to be anything nostalgia about it. It's going to be, you're either going to hate it like us and the hate will abate over time, or you're going to the other guys that commented on it where they watched it and it'll be a throwaway movie you watch you never think about again. That's it. So, and even we're not going to keep talking about it's present in mind now, like 3 years from now, we'll probably even forget, like, unless it comes up every now and then, that they even made this terrible piece of shit remake, you know?
So you're only giving it 5 years because we have a 10-year rule on this being like,
okay,
that's what
so
things are starting. So you're saying it only takes
five.
It's all it's going to take 5 years. That it's as if it's like
I'll take
we had like Men in Black come in and be like, beep, never happened. Never happened.
I'll say 5 years, but you're right. If that's the barrier, then okay, within 10 years. I'll say.
I mean, I agree. I think that this movie is going to be like, it happened. If they, Manny, what you're saying, if it's like, if they're going to try and reboot this again, I would be really, 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 really scared. I don't, because it just means that, like what you said, there are no ideas. Yeah. And I feel like at some point they tried to move away from it being a reboot because there was an article where they said like, oh no, it's a reimagining. Now,
yes,
you said reboot first, and then you realize, oh fuck, there are like people out there that actually love the original, don't take it, you know. And that's the other thing. Again, in the first episode, we talked about this. When they made the first Roadhouse, it was a serious action film. They're like, we're making a serious action film. We're taking this like very seriously, blah, blah, blah. We find it weird and crazy because they took it seriously. This is like, man, we're going to make it kind of funny. We'll have this character that says some shit and Jake Gyllenhaal will have some quips. Yeah, Arturo Castro. Shout out to Arturo Castro.
Yeah. Great. That comic relief was needed.
These actors had terrible lines that they all had to say. And I feel bad for them. They did the best that they could.
Lift with your legs.
Was going on? Yeah.
Remember to lift with your legs.
One of the bouncers, he was the guy from the first season of.
Those two bouncers were the size of Dalton and the other guy in the first movie.
Right. Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Like that should have been the movie. Like the other two.
To the show where they go on a 40th birthday party somewhere in like Mexico or something.
They go to like a resort in Sicily, and then the second season of it.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
Oh wait, he was in what, the HBO movie?
The HBO show. It's a show.
Oh, the White Lotus.
White Lotus. Yeah, he was in White Lotus.
Okay.
In the first season of White Lotus.
Okay.
But yeah, man, I don't know. Fuck this movie. It was a waste of 2 hours. And straight to Prime. Hashtag straight to Prime. Hashtag not my Dalton.
I will say just watch it, though. I mean, if you haven't watched it and you just heard the spoilers, like, whatever, still watch it. And I'm wondering if the guys that just did our review, do they know that there's like a after credit scene? I didn't know until you fucking said it.
I had to fast forward and look, and I was like, I can't.
Which means they're trying to make a second one. I hope they don't do it. This can't be a franchise.
Hashtag
He's no franchise.
Fuck Conor McGregor. Because like he
hashtag no franchise.
They should have recast him immediately.
Yeah. I'm sure he was a joy on set.
Bro, I'm trying to just think about like how do you recast this and change the way, because the fighting was just like, I don't know, it was different.
They should have cast Josh Brolin to be his friend.
Oh, that would be great.
Bring a friend in.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yep. That's perfect, dude.
No, they didn't do that. They had a bookstore.
Why are they calling us for ideas here? Come on. If you're going to remake it, do it right. Do it right.
Yeah. Hit us up. The nostalgia test at gmail.com.
Did you see the White Man Can't Jump remake?
I refuse.
Oh, no. Really?
Oh, my Jesus. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
God.
I'm not.
Go watch it. You want to waste another 2 hours of your life?
No, I'm good on that, bro.
No. That's
this is the last thing I have to say,
reboot Dead Presidents. Don't reboot anything.
This is what I have to say. Besides, stop rebooting and stop reimagining, stop whatever. Just make it. If you're gonna do it, just at least change the name to a whole different thing and just make us think it like, oh my god, it was like this.
Hashtag 90-minute movie.
Or that's exactly what I was gonna say. Just bring back the 90-minute. This could have been a 90-minute movie, and we probably might have been saying a little bit better things about it. Like, oh yeah, it was crap, but it was still 90 minutes. Like whatever. 2 hours of crap. Like,
you know, I gotta say to your point about stop the remakes.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, you're safe. You go. No, you go. You finish your talk about the 90-minute thoughts. So you go.
I just was like, it'd be like taking all those movies that were perfect 90-minute films and adding 30 minutes. Like, imagine a 2-hour Police Academy. Like, you had an amazing film at that point. If you add 25 to 30 minutes to any film,
too much.
You're fucking it up.
You're fucking it up.
2 hours of Groundhog's Day? No.
2 hours of Home Alone?
No. Perfect in 90 minutes.
Exactly.
Name any movie that you would be like, oh, I wish I had more of that movie. That was great. That was
probably like the third Lord of the Rings extended edition. I didn't think it was long enough.
Yeah, I think it should have been. Yeah. No intermissions. Come on.
Let's make Godfather 3 movie. Longer.
Oh, yeah. God. But to your point about the remakes, I think part of it is like, look, because we talked about this a little earlier. I think Pico, you said it, like there have always been remakes. But with the other ones, and Manny, you said like, oh no, it was one of the other guys said it where he like, I've seen movies that are remakes. I didn't realize they were at first.
Yeah,
because I think back in the day, what they would do was wait to do a remake until the original was out of like the collective pop culture consciousness of most of the population. Like the original Scarface was in the 30s and they made another one in the 80s. So like, you know, that's like a 50-year gap where like you're not going to have overlap with this. This movie was out like, what, 30 years ago? What was it, 89?
Yeah.
It's like 35 years ago. Like you still have people that like saw, like our parents could have seen that in the theater, you know, and they're still alive. And you have us as to be younger. So it's just, you don't have as large enough gap. So you instantly like cut off people like us that may be interested in your movie, but they're tied to what the old one was. When back in the day, it seemed like they'd wait longer.
You're so right, bro. Because like, okay, so in 1974, you had the first Gone in 60 Seconds. It was the first. It happened in 1974. That was Gone in 60 Seconds, and then it didn't come back out, and it didn't remake it until 2000.
Yeah.
So you have a lot of time. I didn't even know that was a remake. They didn't say it was a reboot. They never said anything about it. They just put this movie out, and that wasn't a good movie either. Like it was fine for what it is. Like if you rewatch it, you're like, this is the movie, but like it's fine. But like, if you knew it was a reboot, you might be like, "What the fuck are they doing?"
You get a different light. Like, what was the other one they remade? Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3. Like, I remember seeing the original one still with like Walter Matthau, and then like this new one came out. I'm like, this movie's only like 25 years old. What are you doing? You know,
dude. You know, the Italian Job was a remake.
Yep, that was like a 60s one, right?
Yeah, 1969.
Yeah. But once again, like I feel like the
34 years later. They did it, and it was enough what you said, Bill. Like, it wasn't such a great movie. The original wasn't such a great movie that people were like, "Why are they redoing this?" Like, because I don't remember my uncle or my dad or anyone going like, "What the hell?" We watched this as kids, you know. Like it was I do remember Rollerball, that movie, which was terrible. My uncle Bobby was like, "Oh, I remember the original," and he had me watch the original. And it was like this crazy sci-fi,
probably much better,
whatever. But it wasn't in the consciousness of like the zeitgeist.
No,
it was kind of like a movie that was kind of there, like
a B movie.
Like what you're saying, like Roadhouse, like that's people. You know, there's
like a big part of pop culture
about this shit.
Yeah, like people know it. You know,
it'd be like remaking Die Hard.
Yeah,
at this point. Like, and Die Hard is older than Roadhouse.
Or even like think about a non-action movie. Like think about like an Oscar-winning movie from the 80s where you're like, let's remake let's remake Scent of a Woman. Like, and you're like, what do you mean? Wait, that movie was like that won Oscars. What are you doing? But then again, I'm sorry, didn't they just remake The Color Purple? So who the fuck knows, man? Maybe it's all coming full circle.
They did.
No new ideas.
Does,
but they made it a music. They did
alive to deal with it.
They changed something different. Yeah, that's right. Where this is like, this is just this is different. It just doesn't feel right. Like we remember too many people. Like to Manny, your point, it's in the zeitgeist. This isn't like some bullshit movie that 30 people saw. Like this was a popular movie. People know it. Like
like I want to see them try to remake Ghost. Remake Ghost.
They were going to. There was talks of remaking Ghost.
It's disrespecting Patrick Swayze.
Wait, hold on. Me? I'm sorry. I know, like we've been like going at this, but also remember Get Carter, 1971. Get Carter came out, and then they put that. Remember Get Carter with
Schwarzenegger in like 2006
with Stallone in 2000.
Stallone. Stallone.
Here we go.
Tango and Cash.
Is a Ghost remake starring Channing Tatum on the way, potentially. As part of a new Vanity Fair cover story, Tatum revealed that his production company, Free Association, has the rights to the 1990 romantic fantasy classic, and he's trying to develop a remake.
Don't do it.
That was in 2023.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Please tell people. Tell them not to do it.
Not my ghost.
Not my ghost.
God damn it.
Oh my God.
They just want to shit.
Who's
going to
be the guy in the train? Who's going to play the guy in the train? They should get Howard Stern to do it.
Dude. They just want to take Patrick Swayze's career and just shit all over.
What's next? Do they get a remake Youngblood?
Oh my God.
Okay. All right. Well, all right. This was an amazing episode. Billy, once again, coming through.
Thanks for having me, guys. Always a good time. Always good to
I will have to say this right before
acting assholes together.
Yes. I will say before I leave, we did an episode with Lee. We did Days of Thunder, and if you saw, I'm gonna correct my as I was thinking about it going to bed, I couldn't sleep at night, and I know I disappointed my two hosts on the show. It is a good movie, and it does pass the test. So I take back what I said.
A revision.
Yeah, it's a revision right here. I take back what I said, and I'm allowed to. You know why? Because it's my fucking show. And yes, this is a rated R show. So, Mr. Dissinger, just take it. Okay.
I've never seen Days of Thunder.
Oh my God, dude, Billy, I think you'd like
Billy,
it.
watch it.
You should watch it.
There's some fast forwarding that has to happen in that one too.
All right,
but,
dude, you gotta watch it though, Bill. I want to hear what your take is. Just like text message your take, or just like commenting on the comment. Commenting on our show.
We also did an episode that didn't come out yet that I'm going to put a revision in here too.
Okay.
On the 90s list that we did with Steve. Oh, no, wait. Was it the 90s list? It might have been. No, the 90s one-hit wonders that you and I did, Manny.
Okay.
And I said that the Maisie Star song, Fade Into You, didn't pass the nostalgia test. It was just nostalgic. I want to say that it definitely does pass the nostalgia test. I went back and rethought about that, and I was like, no, that was a great song. So I'm going to say Fade Into You by Maisie Star definitely passed.
See, listen, man, we're allowed to change our minds here. We're allowed to change our minds. So sometimes, like Billy said, like we hold on to something. We sound like assholes. Yeah. Like, yo, let it go. And it's like,
take a step back.
Not right now. Not right now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's fair, bro.
I have to go get her wipe. Yes.
Everyone, thank you so much for listening to the Nostalgia Test podcast. Hit that like button, leave a review, tell us what you thought about the Roadhouse reboot. And I don't know, maybe you agree, disagree. I
think everybody agreed with the other guys.
Shout out to the movie boners. Check them out wherever you get your podcast. Follow them on all the social media. And thank you to Gomez over there at the Sleevy G Show. Thank you for sending some shout out to him and the Unfiltered. What is it? I'm sorry.
Oh, you
the Unfiltered Studios Network there, and all the podcasters there. Everyone, follow.
Thank you, the movie boners, and
at the Nostalgia Test, and Nostalgia Test, and hit us up. Manny, go ahead.
I was gonna say one more thing, and now I totally forgot. Shit. Whatever. You know what? Don't forget to follow us. Go to Lithology Brewing for your beer, and not my Dalton.
Not my Dalton.
Cold November rain. That's it. Oh, I know what I was gonna say. Wait, I want to say thank you for The Rock for coming back and changing WWE and bringing back a little bit of the.
I might have to watch WrestleMania.
All these people were losing their minds. I'm like, dude, this is what we grew up with. Like a little bit of what we grew up with, and he's. Oh my God, I've started getting into it just like watching some of the shows just to catch up, like review shows, just because like what the fuck is going on. That's awesome. He's finally making it interesting again. Like
nice.
Crazy.
He's amazing. Crazy. All right. Well, everyone, peace out. Follow us on social media. Follow us everywhere. All things are on the website. Watch this episode. Share it.
I hope people disagree with us.
Hey.
I fucking hope it.
Shout out Jake Gyllenhaal. We want you on the podcast. We love you. All right, everyone. Peace out.
Do we? Bye.
Thanks for listening to today's episode. Please subscribe to the Nostalgia Test podcast to know when new episodes drop. Don't forget to leave us 5 stars and a positive review so more people can find the podcast. Share your thoughts and memories on today's topic on our Twitter at Nostalgia Test and on Instagram at The Nostalgia Test. Tune in next time because you never know what pop culture will pop up on The Nostalgia Test.